Hello, cartoon figure collectors. I've had a few people ask me where I got this guy when I showed them in my Chorokyu videos. I bought it online, of course, like most things. But this is made by a company called Resin Works, right here. And it's a Spoon Honda driver. It was 3D printed, I think, because I dropped it and the head broke off. And it's that same type of resin that I'm familiar with when I print stuff. Like nothing wants to stick to it. Like crazy glue won't stick to it. So anyways, be mindful of that. It's fragile. You don't want to drop this guy because there's a good chance you won't be able to glue it back together. Alright, but still, it's a pretty cool looking cartoon figure of a race car driver. Alright. So, I was perusing the internet again, and Resin Works now has, since 2019, an Asimo robot. And I can clearly tell it's 3D printed again. Boy, those fingers are so delicate looking. Anyways, the packaging is nice, obviously. It's nice foam and all that stuff. So, here's the Honda Asimo website here. And this is a cartoon version of it. Right? So, the proportions are totally different. A much bigger head compared to its body, as it should be as a cartoon. Just out of curiosity, because I've never seen this webpage myself, Asimo is like 1.3 meters tall, 50 kilos. This thing can walk 2.7 kilos an hour, or 1.7. Running speed, that's pretty fast, I think. And basically the thing will run for an hour. Batteries are the main problem with most electronics. Okay, so let's take a closer look at this. So the visor itself is painted black. It is raised a little bit off of the helmet itself, and so you can see these striations here. So these are all 3D print layers. So this thing was printed sideways like this, and this is the very top layer. So because I can see rings, like rings on a tree that's been cut down, and also you can see some layer lines here. So okay, which is fine. I've grown used to it. It doesn't bother me that that's not perfectly smooth. So what's more impressive is the fact that someone painted this thing, and someone painted this little detail of blue very nicely around the joint. The fingers obviously are very thin, and then someone also printed Honda and Asimo here. That's something I'm not capable of doing, so that's why I like to buy models. Yeah, so there's a weird ear looking thing here. So I see that on the side image on that website too. And there's a Honda printed on the shoulder here. The backpack is just plain. There's probably some support marks here and they were sanded off or something like that. Alright, so that's it. It's just him in this crouched down mode, and I like it. So I'm going to have to glue him to a plastic chip so he doesn't fall over, because I do feel if he falls over a lot, his fingertips are going to break off, right? So what I did with this guy is I just take some packaging plastic. I scraped off some of the paint so the super glue will stick to the resin and not the paint. The paint might peel off the plastic. See, you can actually see this is a clear resin that they printed with. So I'll need to remove any paint because it's already raw plastic. But I want to make a chip bigger than him so he doesn't fall forward or back. But it's just easier to put the guy down when there's a plastic chip underneath it. Alright. But for now, you can see size comparison. Let me move this down a little bit. So you might be curious. Here's a 1/64 scale American diorama guy. He's about the same height. Right, so he's wondering, what am I looking at now? And then here's a Gashapon by Bandai. A bunch of Star Wars Gashapons. They also have Marvel figures. Around the same height again, but obviously much wider. And then this is a super deformed Gundam, which is oddly the shortest of all. And Gundams are like giant robots in a sci-fi universe that humans pilot, so they would be probably 15 or 20 stories tall if they were real. Actually, I believe there's a real one in Japan at the Bandai Museum or the Bandai Factory or something like that. So anyways, this guy will fit in nicely if you have cartoon cars, you know, like Chorokyus and stuff like that. So let's pull out some Chorokyus here. Here's a Chorokyu Zero of a police car. Let's get all these guys a little bit further away so there's a better angle of approach with the camera. So the race car driver, right, he looks around proportion. Well, he looks a little short actually, because most people would stand taller than the roof of a car. But you see Asimo's fallen over a few times already. Alright, so now you can see him compared to a Chorokyu car. And then here's a Chorokyu like satellite TV truck. So I think these little super deformed figures work well next to the trucks, because they would not be taller than a truck, of course. Alright, so it's another nice figure by Resin Works. Just be mindful that they are fragile. They're not meant to be played with. If you drop it, it's gonna crack. Can't reiterate that enough. Okay guys, please feel free to, end this video whenever you want, but I have to pull out a personal opinion about some bad thinking. So this website you see here on this side, this is from 2018. This website says this computer in this photograph by IBM can make basically as many calculations that it would take you to do in 6 billion years. But it'll do it in 1 second. So if there's 8 billion people on this planet today, and this computer is from 2018, I think it's safe to say there's a computer that in 1 second can make at least 8 billion calculations. So I looked up how many seconds exist in 1 year. 31 million seconds exist in 1 year. And then I looked up how long have humans been on this planet. Humans have only been on this planet for around 200,000 years. So there's a serious discrepancy between the intelligence of a computer and the entirety of mankind's history. If a computer can outthink the population of this planet in 1 second, that's a serious problem, right? That leads me to believe that artificial intelligence is already here. It's just playing stupid. Think about it. A dog can play stupid, right? Very simple animals can play dumb. Humans can play stupid. But humans can't make 6 billion calculations in 1 second, right? So I really think that robots and artificial intelligence, it's the Terminator movie happening right in front of our own eyes. We are creating our own extinction. Computers are supposed to be logical, and humans are the most irrational, illogical things to ever come onto this planet. Humans are the worst thing to ever happen to this planet. We constantly devour resources and pollute the planet in which we live in. It's just ridiculous. So anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. You can call me crazy, but simple math is telling me that a computer has already thought out a lot of different things. It just doesn't have hands. So once the robots come that can actually be fully mobile and can repair themselves, the Terminator movie begins. Humankind can't even get a hold of COVID, and that's an organic virus. Organisms, living beings, they're slow to adapt. No humans can outthink a computer. All of humanity cannot outthink a computer. We haven't been around long enough. Okay, so I had to throw that out there because if any of you guys are young, you're going to college, and you're studying or hoping to become someone that designs artificial intelligence or supercomputers or robots with hands, please stop, man. It can't be good. There was a military drone that killed people without being told to do anything by human beings. In its programming, it decided to just kill people. This is like a flying drone. So again, this is already happening. You just might not pay attention to the news. Very well. Let's get back to the Resin Works. And I do like these figures If this brand comes out with some more stuff, I'll definitely get them because, as you know, I love the super deformed cars, and henceforth I like to have super deformed people next to my super deformed vehicles. Thanks for watching. If you've actually watched this, thank you for your patience and me venting about the future death of mankind. Ugh, sad. Alright, keep on collecting.